What is going on, my fellow Riker riders? Another video for you on my Riker build and just riding this bike that's fun as hell. No big changes to the Riker as of yet. I did add the tough skins, the wheel accents, as you can see in orange there, and I took off the decal that was on one of the spokes just to give it more color, but having the decal for the spokes was a little bit too much. So I decided to take it off and just run with the tough skins. Really like the way they look. They're a little bit more reddish orange than the color scheme that I'm going, even with my helmet. But it still matches pretty good. So that's the end of any mods that I've done. I was gonna order some more tough skin parts, but those are kind of pricey, so I'm gonna hold off on that. Other than that, nothing is new on the bike, but I do want to talk about an incident I'd had with this Ryker, riding it in the city, and I got myself almost into an accident. I mean, it was just luck that I already had my finger on the horn, and I avoided the accident. Now, what it was a car was actually changing lanes on me. I'm approaching up to a red light. Traffic had stopped on the lane that I was in, which is the far lane, which they count, I guess, the number one lane of the street. I usually ride on that lane because on many occasions I have cars who actually pull out from driveways and they don't see the car coming, because, you know, there's cars parked on the street, so they don't see it and they just pull out in front of you. Or I usually get that car that wants to pull out in front of me at the very, very last minute. So I've always driven on the most outside lane of the street, which would be the number one lane. And that's when I was riding rather down the street up to a red light. Traffic had stopped because a lot of cars were turning left, and as I'm approaching the intersection, I was on the closest lane to the curb, and out of nowhere this SUV just pulls out in front of me. Luckily for me, I reacted fast enough where I could avoid the collision, and I slammed on the brakes. The Ryker went into a skid. I missed this guy by probably, I shit you not, probably about 1.5 feet, 2 feet at the most. And oh man, I was livid. I was upset, you know, because how did the guy not see me? I usually ride with the high beams on. If he would have turned his head and looked over his shoulder, he probably would have seen me, but I don't think he did. And like I said, this guy just pulled out in front of me, and I avoided that collision by just feet. I would have ran right into him. I don't know what would have happened to the Ryker if that was the case, that I did get in that type of collision, but it really scared the living crap out of me. I was even shaking riding away from that. I was a little bit jittery, you know, because of what happened. That's happened to me in a car before with my Mustang. Luckily, once again, I avoided that collision. I was on my horn. I basically, when I hit the horn, I kind of stopped him from pulling out into my lane. But this incident was a little bit different because the car had already pulled out. So I got very lucky on that, man. I was thinking, oh man, I'm gonna run into this guy. That's exactly what I was thinking. I was gonna run into the guy, but I got lucky and nothing happened. I avoided that collision, but let me tell you, I was scared shitless. Excuse my French, people, but I was scared. It had me jittery, you know. I was thinking, damn it, man, that could have been really bad. And naturally, you know, the guy, after that happened, then he moved into the lane that he was in, stopped at the red light. I pulled up on him, and I was upset. I was really upset. And I asked him, I go, did you not see me? Or can't remember what I told him. It was somewhere along the lines like, you know, you can't just look in your mirror, you gotta look over your shoulder. And you know, he kind of was acting like he was a tough guy or something like that. Now mind you, I'm not trying to get into that kind of nonsense, a fight over something. I didn't hit him. I was glad I didn't, but it could have been really bad. I would have ran right into his SUV. So with that in mind, it's just something that, you know, we have to be careful, guys, on these Rikers, man. Just because it's 3 wheels does not make it completely safe. You can just still get yourself in a really bad accident in these things. So you got to ride defensively, and that's how I ride. That's how I drive. I used to drive a truck. So, you know, when you're driving a semi, you have to drive it defensively because everyone's pulling out in front of you. And it's the same thing with these motorcycles, man. You have to ride defensively. You have to anticipate what someone's going to do, whether or not they're going to change lanes, because you see it all the time on the highway, expressway, freeway, whatever the hell you want to call it, depending what part of the country you're from. But you see their body language where they're looking in that mirror, but they're not looking over their shoulder, and that could have been a really bad situation, man. You know, you really got to look out for that, read people's body language. The other thing is that being in traffic in these things, because you can't split lanes, you're at the mercy of the guy behind you. And so many people are on their phones. There's so many people who are driving while they're distracted, whether they're eating, whether they're texting. It's just, you really got to be real careful, man. You got to think about the guy behind you. Is he going to stop? Is he going to see you? So this is why I upgraded my brake lights, and that reflector turned it into a brake light, because you just never know. And the other thing I don't like is, you know, these bikes are black. You know, they come black. I mean, you can change the colors like I did here. Oh, by the way, big up 3 Wheel Invasion. What's up, everybody? 3 Wheel. But you know, you got to make yourself more visible, you know. I also got this HJC helmet. I'll do a review on that one. I already did a review, I just haven't posted it. So I'll go ahead and post a little quick review on that. And I also changed the visor to black. It came with a clear visor. I like that helmet. It actually fits me better. Actually, the first helmet I bought was incorrectly sized for me. I bought the wrong size. I messed up on that when I spent like $150, but I could still use it for track days. Like if I take the Mustang out to like Button Willow or Willow Springs, I can still use it. It's not useless, you know. But this is a properly sized helmet. It has the orange on it. It matches with the Ryker, the color scheme that I'm going. Perfect match. Anyways, back to what I was saying. I lost my train of thought, but you just really got to be careful, man. You got to ride defensively. You got to. When I ride, my finger is on that horn, just like this, just in case I have to hit that horn, because it's just a matter of seconds. If a car pulls out in front of you, it's just, you know, you don't have a lot of time to react. And I was thinking, actually, if I was riding a 2-wheel motorcycle in that incident, I would have laid that bike down. I wouldn't have enough time to react properly, and I probably would have laid the bike down under his car. So we got to be real careful out here, man. These guys, they don't pay attention. Make yourself more visible, you know. Ride with your finger on that horn if you have to, and always look out for other drivers and their body language. Is going to tell you what their intentions are. A lot of times, if you can just read their body language and they're looking in that mirror, they're about to make a lane change. So everybody just be safe, man, you know. And if you're in SoCal, I've been hooking up with the 3 Wheel Invasion. Big up to them again. And we've been doing all these nice little cruises through Hollywood, downtown LA. If you want to meet up and everything, just somehow, I guess we post it in the comments, and we'll exchange information. We did another big run through Hollywood and all that. And there was another run we did, and my memory card failed on my GoPro, so I was highly upset about that. I bought another memory card. There's another big run coming up September 4th. So that's coming up. Stay tuned for that footage. If you're in SoCal, we're going from, I think, downtown Venice, Malibu. We're going to stop at Malibu and go up to the Malibu Hills and come back down the 101 to Hollywood probably. I don't know offhand what the route's going to be. But other than that, guys, please be safe out there. You know, there's a train coming by, so I'm going to cut this video short. But don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Graffiti! Alright guys, thanks for watching. Peace out.